What's going on, everyone? ELT coming at you with another video, and it's like almost like 1:30 in the morning as I'm making this video, but I really wanted to talk about this because this could possibly be huge news, and I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. Most of those feelings are positive, however, there are a few negatives, and as you can see right over here, what we're talking about is that Xbox, or should I say Microsoft, is reportedly interested in acquiring WB Interactive. Now, I made a video about this a few weeks ago about WB and AT&T wanting to sell off some of their assets, mainly WB Games. The potential buyers of that were Activision, EA, and Take-Two. Not very good options. As I said in that video, those companies have been known to have some pretty bad gaming practices, which we all know, it's well documented. Games getting released way too early, games being filled with microtransactions, lack of interactiveness with a fan base. You know, they say they're listening to the fans. Just look at Madden, for example. Every year they say they're listening to fan feedback and they're going to give the fans what they want. Then they do the exact opposite of what the fans want. So, that's EA, by the way. So, those three companies wanting to buy WB Games, wanting to buy, Batman and any other WB related franchise, Harry Potter, they would also own Rocksteady Studios. We'll get into that in more detail in a minute, but wanting those three companies to buy the assets to that, kind of sketchy. This, on the other hand, though, Xbox, Microsoft, that's a little bit better if you ask me. So let's read this article real quickly. Xbox joins EA, Activision, and Take-Two as potential buyers. Microsoft is reportedly interested in acquiring Warner Bros. Interactive following the news that parent company AT&T is looking into possibly, again, this is all rumored, not anything is confirmed, possibly selling the video game development arm of Warner Bros. However, a sale is not currently imminent. The information is reporting that alongside companies like Activision, EA, and Take-Two, Microsoft is interested in acquiring WB Interactive and its several development studios. Whoever acquires WB Interactive will likely purchase the studio like Avalanche Software, Monolith Productions, NetherRealm Studios, Rocksteady Studios, TT Games, and various WB Games studios across the globe. So we're talking the Batman Arkham franchise. We're talking, I believe Harry Potter is a part of this. We're talking Mortal Kombat. We're talking, I believe, even the Lego games. I think TT Games, they make the Lego games. So we're talking a lot. And Microsoft buying that would be huge for them because as of right now, we all know Sony is dominant when it comes to exclusives. They have a bunch of amazing, talented studios working on exclusive games. Now, if Microsoft buys this, they got Batman. Sony, with Insomnia Games, has Spider-Man. Can you imagine? And this is part of the mixed feelings. Some are negative, some are positive. The negatives, I game mostly on PlayStation. That's just a fact. Most of my gaming is on PlayStation. I do have a meh gaming PC. Not the best. Don't really game on it too much. I do have an Xbox One S. I use it every now and then. Not too much. So most of my gaming is on PlayStation. Has been most of my life. So, if Microsoft does buy WB Games and I want to play the newest Batman game, I may have to own either a really good gaming PC or the Xbox Series X. That would suck. Not the end of the world, though, for me. For other ones out there who maybe are solely PlayStation gamers only, that would suck for you. For me, it's just, okay, I have to buy an Xbox if I want to play the newest Batman game. But can you imagine a world, living in a world, where Sony has Spider-Man games exclusive to PlayStation, and Microsoft has Batman games exclusive to Xbox. Again, I know this is going to piss some people off. Some people want to live in a perfect world where every game is available on every platform. We don't live in that perfect world, though, unfortunately. We live in a world where there are exclusives. This would be really, really interesting if this was to happen. Competition is always a good thing. You always want competition, no matter what. It always brings out the best of companies when there is competition. So Sony having Spider-Man and Microsoft Xbox having Batman, that is really good competition. That is two of the biggest superheroes on the market, two of the most profitable superheroes out there, two of the most well-known superheroes out there. Having them on competing consoles, that could be huge. You look at the success that was of Spider-Man on PS4. Look at how well that sold. Look at how the reviews were for that game. A lot of 9s and 8s, couple of 10s. We know the success of the Batman Arkham franchise. Now, that franchise has been kind of dwindling down ever since Batman Arkham Knight. It's been 5 years since we had a real Batman game. But the crave for a new Batman game is still out there. Now, supposedly next month, during the DC Fandom, hasn't been 100% confirmed yet, but during that event, we are going to see WB Montreal's new Batman game. That is 99.9% confirmed. Not official, though, but 99.9% confirmed that we will be seeing that. Chances of that being a exclusive to Xbox, very low. This is not even a confirmed deal. So that game would probably be multi-platform, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, all that stuff. It's pretty much guaranteed, written in stone. Unless Microsoft buys WB tomorrow and just decides, yeah, only release that game on our platform. That would be stupid, considering they probably already have the game made for other platforms, but you never know out there. But in the future, we could see a Spider-Man game 1 year, and then a Batman game another year, with the Spider-Man game being on PlayStation and PS5, and the Batman game being on the Xbox Series X. Can you imagine those two bouncing off of each other, competing with each other, taking some of the best elements from each other, and trying to improve on them? That is exactly what you want. I know some people don't want to hear this, but this is exactly what you want. You want competition. You want companies going at it, competing with each other, trying to gain, more buys, trying to gain a bigger audience. So the potential of having a Batman exclusive Xbox game, and we already have a Spider-Man exclusive PlayStation game, I'm fine with that. It's not what we want. It's not a perfect world where we could play Spider-Man and Batman on whatever console we want, but I am perfectly fine if it was to be announced later on this week or next month or who knows when, if it's announced that Microsoft has bought Warner Brothers from AT&T and now has the rights to WB Games and Rocksteady Studios, TT Games, NetherRealm. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. I think short term it may suck, but in the long run, it would be really, really good. And it gives you a reason to own a PlayStation and an Xbox, which in the end is what these companies truly want. They just want you to buy their software, which is why we have exclusives. Because exclusives sell consoles whether we like it or not. And to live in a world where we have Spider-Man and Batman competing with each other when it comes to video games, it's not a perfect world, but it's a world that I want to live in. The article goes on. We'll read it just a little bit more. It's important to note that the acquisition of WB Interactive will not mean any of the interested companies like Microsoft Activision will own characters like Batman and Harry Potter. Instead, potential buyers have to negotiate licensing deals so studios like Rocksteady can still create new games based on DC and or other Warner Brothers characters. Of course, if this deal goes through, nothing is truly set in stone until the ink is dried and we know all the details. This is all just speculation, all rumors. Nothing has been confirmed. I cannot stress that enough. However, certain properties like Mortal Kombat will be included in the sale of NetherRealm Studios. That's obvious. NetherRealm Studios, they're known for Mortal Kombat. So, you get NetherRealm, you get Mortal Kombat. Acquiring WB Interactive will massively increase the number of Xbox Game Studios developers. Microsoft already purchased high-profile developers including Ninja Theory, Obsidian, Double Fine, and more. A WB Interactive purchase will add studios like NetherRealm and potentially their license to develop DC and Harry Potter games, similar to how Insomniac has license to develop Spider-Man games for PlayStation. Again, exactly what I was talking about. Also, when it comes to PlayStation, just recently, I haven't played it yet. My VR is somewhere in my closet somewhere. I have really have no intentions on finding it and hooking it up anytime soon, so I probably won't be playing this game for a while. But Iron Man VR was just released, another Marvel character, and it's an exclusive as of right now, an exclusive game to PlayStation. So maybe taking this even further, we may soon live in a world where most of the Marvel games are on PlayStation and most of the DC games are on Xbox. We could have Marvel vs. DC not only in the movies, but also in video game consoles. This is really interesting if any of this comes to fruition, but we don't know that just yet. News that AT&T is looking to sell WB Interactive broke last month. I talked about that. The parent company is looking to pay down its $154 billion debt, and a sale of WB Interactive is potentially valued at $4 billion. Wow. AT&T purchased Time Warner for $109 billion in 2018, which resulted in the large debt investors are calling on telecommunications company to sell non-core assets such as DirecTV and WB Interactive. Meanwhile, WB Montreal is currently working on a new Batman project, while Rocksteady is rumored to be developing a new DC game. I've heard that's supposed to be Suicide Squad, but who knows? Avalanche Studios has also been linked to an unannounced Harry Potter RPG. I don't really care about that. And IGN has reached out, of course, but they don't comment on rumors or speculation. Of course. Of course, they're not going to just outright admit this, especially with a potentially new Batman game and Suicide Squad or Justice League, whatever Rocksteady's working on, being announced soon. They're not going to say, oh yeah, we're selling the company, by the way. That's obvious. They're not going to say anything until it's 100% official that, you know, Microsoft has bought WB, or Activision, EA, Take-Two, or maybe some other company jumps in and swoops up. Who knows? Maybe Sony. Maybe Sony ends up buying WB Interactive, and then Sony is literally like Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet and has Spider-Man, Batman, all the DC properties, and they could just own Microsoft and Xbox just like that. Who knows? This is really interesting times. We haven't had anything really good from WB in 5 years since Batman Arkham Knight. Just a couple of Lego games, and you know, they're whatever. We haven't had anything really solid, really triple A stuff from them. So I'm excited this August for the DC fandom. Hopefully we get some good news on a new Batman game and whatever Rocksteady Studios is working on, whether that be a Suicide Squad game, a Justice League game, a Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, or whatever's being rumored. It's crazy out there. That's why I don't like to talk about this stuff until it's official. Because when you start making a whole bunch of videos about rumors, you just become a rumor channel, and I don't want this channel to become a rumor channel, you know? I just like to talk about stuff that's mostly concrete, or stuff that I'm interested in talking about a lot, and this interests me a lot. The potential that we could live in a world where we have Batman on Xbox and Spider-Man on PlayStation is huge. What are your thoughts on this? Do you even care? Let me know in the comment section down below. And until next time, this is your friendly neighbor ELT, signing out.